Hello and welcome to part 11, I think, of Let's Play Super Metroid. Oh jeez. Forgot to turn off the Wii menu. Yikes. Yeah, I paused that because I took a second to do a couple things. Change the battery of my Wii remote. Alright, so now we're gonna fight the hardest space pirates in the game. And these guys give a lot of people trouble. They are the metal space pirates. When they're black, you can't touch them. But when they turn yellow, you can one fully charged shot, if it hits them all the way in the back, will kill them. And so they're actually not too difficult if you can hit them just right. But a lot of people have trouble with those guys. And they can be quite hard. So anyway, a room full of Holtz and Zebo spawns, which are useful for filling up, because we're about to go and fight one of the hardest bosses in the game. And now I have plenty of energy. I'm not going to die to this boss. He's actually going to be pretty easy for me. But if you're having trouble finding energy tanks and you only have, say, 3 or 4, man, are you in trouble. Now, here he is. I didn't want to screw up the reveal of Ridley. But you can actually hurt him with Power Bomb. Ridley takes damage from everything, literally, except like your regular beam where you have to hit him with whatchamacallits, charge shots. But otherwise, he'll take damage, and his most dangerous feature is his tail. Now, the main reason this fight is harder than the previous one is because he's got so much more room to fly around now and dodge. And I'm wasting a lot more super missiles than I should. Now there's apparently like 2 different stages. He has a move like that where he'll grab you, and there's a point where if you get him to a certain amount of health and you let him grab you, he'll fly to the center of the room and explode. And the reason I'm telling you about this now is because I may or may not get that. I don't know how to trigger it, or like how many times I have to hit him. No, no, that's not it. But yeah, you can see I've taken over half my energy and damage. You know, Ridley is not an easy guy, and if you're low, if you don't have a whole lot of energy tanks, he's probably gonna kill you. And there's no shame, but you can screw attack through him, so keep that in mind. I think his tail might still hurt you. So I'm gonna resort to missiles. Just gonna blast him as much as possible with these missiles. Oh, maybe this is the sign, because he stopped shooting his fire, so maybe he grabbed... I'm almost down to 2 energy. I'm down to 2 energy tanks, my last 2. Jeez. Like I said, he's not easy. And he's even harder when you're trying to talk to him. Better not die to Ridley with freaking a zillion energy tanks. There he goes. Jeez. So the magma will drain out of the system, drain out of the level. It almost killed. I almost died anyway because I fell into the magma. None of that damage I took matters though, because you come in here and oh crap! The baby Metroid is gone. And there's no upgrade, but there is an energy tank, which is good, because I really need an energy tank. I can't believe I took that much damage. I've fought Ridley and taken under 4 energy tanks of damage, and you know, won the fight. But that time I had so much trouble. Jeez. Let's playing is not as easy as it looks. No, I just froze a couple Zebs. There are hidden Zebo spawns here under the magma that you don't trigger unless you're close. You have to be close enough to them. So if you're screw tracking all the way across the room, then you're not going to find them. But anyway, don't worry too much about refilling. You shouldn't need all that many super missiles. Like what I have right now should be plenty. And fortunately, we do not have to fight the metal space pirates again. We can just go straight through not a big deal. So we have to wait for these things to fall, then we have to jump back up. So now that Ridley's gone, our mission, we have to find the baby Metroid. We gotta find out what happened to that guy. The kid. Because, you know, it was almost, I mean, Samus doesn't have a husband or a boyfriend or anything. She doesn't have children. So in many ways, the Metroid, having imprinted on her already, saying it's like, hey, you know, that's my mom, you feel some connection to it, you know? I mean, sure, you didn't give birth to it, but when you first met it, it didn't latch onto you and suck out all of your life energy, so, you know, that means something. Ah, jeez. Man. Imagine today if, you know, if you're just walking around and literally, you know, so you go up to a girl and you just say hi, and she's like, oh man, you're like the best, nicest guy in the world, you know, and all you've said is hi. But the reason she says that is because, like, you're the first guy that came up and just said hi and wasn't like, you know, and didn't like punch her in the face or something or steal her wallet, you know. And like that was a reason for it. Now here's a little secret. This. Oh, I'm gonna hit that fire flea. Oh, I'm gonna destroy that fire flea. That's gonna suck. I hate it when it gets darker. And it's not a big deal, you know. You can hit a couple and not be in too terrible shape. But oh man, look at that! Look at the formation of these rocks. It's like a giant Ridley. And we're back to Foons, and there are these weird rock things that fall and crumble, but they're not a big deal. I used to get confused on how to get out of here. I used to try to go through that door, but you can't. You have to come through this wall. And you got some Alcoons popping up. You're gonna have another one up here. I'm just gonna screw attack into him. And boom, super missile. Or not, jeez, what am I saying, super missile? Missiles! I have a few more of these to get. So we're gonna come in here, bomb our way through, just kind of, I don't know what it looks like in there. I'm just jumping, and there we go. Down here. Now, this is the room I had trouble getting into before. I'd come in here thinking this was the way out, and no, it's not. It's the final. It's not the final power bomb expansion. Well, I guess actually, if you, I know where the last one is for me. It's in Meridia, but I skip it. And so if you got that, then that's, I believe, the final power bomb expansion. But either way, it's the last one for me. So I now have a maximum of 45 power bombs, and we come in here where there's magma and these things shooting out fire, and I'm not even going to worry about the magma damage, even though that's still really quick. I mean, look at that. Look how fast. I mean, look how fast that goes. I say look at that after I jump out. That's useful. So here's another missile expansion. And, you know, I watched one Super Metroid LP where they were talking about how this looks like a mushroom house from Super Mario, and I was like, you know, or from Mario 3, rather. I was like, you know, he's right, it does. And then I'd never thought about it. I'd never looked at that, and I still don't look at it as a reference to Mario. Anyway, now we're finally out of Lower Norfair. We're back up to Upper Norfair. And we are quite conveniently right by the wave beam. So if you were avoiding getting the wave beam because it wasn't really convenient since you couldn't get it when you got the speed booster, well, get it now. It's right there. It's pretty convenient to do it. So, anyway, so now I'm gonna come across here and get some expansions that I could have gotten a long time ago if I'd only waited until I had the grapple beam. And there, man, some of these enemies you haven't seen in a while. Like I killed that Garuta. So you can shoot down there and activate an elevator, so you don't have to suffer through the lava. or have the spring ball. You can wait till the elevator goes up, jump on top of that, and get in. I'm going to kill the Sova and the dragons. You know, I'm not even going to bother jumping on those. This doesn't hurt me anymore. I'm just going to annihilate everything. It's useful to come here now after the gravity suit because I can get this missile expansion and not have to worry about not having a platform there. And I can get the 3rd reserve tank. And it's the last one I'm going to get. And actually, if you wait, that platform does come back. But anyway. So, I believe that's all the items I usually get. And you can actually stand up in here. It's only that first part where you have to morph ball. Kill that thing. No need to activate the elevator, of course. And geez, we're getting close to our final stretch of the game. Might just be 1 or 2 more parts here, and I'll be at the end. And hopefully I'll have time to make it through the whole end game credits. At which point, I'll still have some more to say. So yeah. So we're on our way back to our ship now, because there's nothing left for me to get here. I have all the expansions that I'm going to get. I have every single suit upgrade. I got all the super missiles, which is fairly useful. I got most of the missiles. I got probably 90% of the missiles. I got 95% of the power bombs. I'm making these percentages up, by the way. So don't look at them as exact. I think the maximum. I know the maximum number of power bombs is 50, and I know I think the maximum number of regular missiles is 230, and I usually get 210. So if someone wants to figure out what percentage 210 is of 230, I could probably do the math fairly easily myself, but I'm already playing and making commentary, and the mind can only do so much at once. So be careful not to screw attack around here, because you'll fall through. And it can be pretty annoying when you take out like one of these little ledges that you need to get up here. And it's even worse when you screw attack into these rippers and kill them, because it's actually kind of difficult to get out of here if you do that. Now I could go the back way. I could not go to my ship at all, but I prefer my last save point to be at the ship, because it fills up your items completely. It even fills your reserve tanks. So if you've gotten any of those, the ship is just the place to be for a save point. Even energy recharge stations don't refill your reserve tanks. And the ship is probably where I'm going to stop and call this a part, because I'm 13 minutes in, and it seems like a good spot to stop. Though doing that, and so after this part, there might be 1 or 2 more parts, depending on how quickly it takes me how quickly I can finish the game from this point. In actual time, not game time. In game time, it'll be... Oh, jeez. There we go. That works. So, yeah. Here we are saving. I will see you next time on Let's Play Super Metroid. See you later, guys.